The earliest reference to Yin and Yang is most likely in the Book of Changes, I Ching, dated back to about 700 BC. In this book, Yin and Yang are represented by broken and unbroken lines, as shown here. The combinations of the broken and unbroken lines in pairs forms 4 sets of diagrams representing utmost Yin, utmost Yang, and 2 intermediate stages. The addition of another line to these 4 diagrams forms with varying combinations the 8 trigrams of the I Ching. The emperor faced south towards subjects who faced north. The emperor thus opened himself to receive the influence of heaven, yang, and south. South is therefore like heaven at the top. North is therefore like earth at the bottom. By facing south, the emperor identifies his left with east and his right with west. In the simple questions, it says, east represents yang, west represents yin. In the west and north, there is a deficiency of heaven. Hence, the left ear and eyes hear and see better than the right. In the east and south, there is a deficiency of earth. Hence, the right hand and foot are stronger than the left. The 4 aspects of the relationship of yin and yang are represented well in the Tai Chi symbol, where you can clearly see their mutual intertransformation, their mutual interdependence, their mutual opposition, and their mutual consumption. In the Book of Change or the I Ching, it states that Yin and Yang reflect all forms of and characteristics existing in the universe, and that Yin and Yang are the laws of heaven and earth, the great framework of everything, the parent of change, the root and the beginning of life and death. Yin and Yang are opposite in nature. They are at the same time interdependent. They simultaneously oppose and complement each other and exist within all natural phenomena. The opposition of Yin and Yang is reflected in their ability to struggle with and therefore control and balance each other. For instance, warmth and heat, Yang, must dispel cold, while coolness and cold, Yin, may lower a high temperature. The Yin and Yang, or aspect within any phenomenon, will restrict the other through opposition. Under normal conditions in the human body, a relative physiological balance is maintained through the mutual opposition of Yin and Yang. However, if for some reason or any reason the mutual opposition results in an excess or deficiency of Yin and Yang, the relative physiological balance of the body will be disturbed and disease may arise. When Yin predominates, Yang will be diseased. When Yang predominates, Yin will be diseased. Although Yin and Yang oppose each other, they at the same time are mutually dependent upon one another. Neither can exist in isolation. Without Yin, there can be no Yang. Without Yang, there can be no Yin. Without upward movement, there can be no downward movement. Yin remains inside to act as a guard for Yang, and Yang stays outside to act as a servant for Yin. The interdependence of Yin and Yang shows in that without Yang, there would be no production of Yin. Without Yin, there will be no production of Yang. The 2 aspects of Yin and Yang within any phenomenon are not fixed, but in a state of continuous mutual consumption and expansion. For instance, the various functional activities of Yang of the body will necessarily consume a certain amount of nutrient substance Yin. This is the process of consumption of Yin leading to a gaining of Yang. On the other hand, the production of various nutrient substances in the body Yin will necessarily consume a certain amount of energy, Yang. This is the process of consumption of Yang leading to a gaining of Yin. Under normal conditions, the interconsumption or mutual consumption of Yin and Yang is in a state of relative balance. If this relationship goes beyond normal physiological limits, however, the relative balance of Yin and Yang will not be maintained, resulting in excess or deficiency of either Yin or Yang, and the occurrence of disease. The 2 aspects of Yin and Yang in any phenomenon are not absolutely aesthetic. In certain circumstances, either of the 2 may transform into its opposite. Yang may transform into Yin, and Yin into Yang. If the interconsumptive supporting relationship or the mutual consumption is in a process of quantitative change, then the intertransformation of Yin and Yang is in a process of qualitative change. Extreme Yin will necessarily produce Yang, and extreme Yang will necessarily produce Yin. Severe cold will give birth to heat, and severe heat will give birth to cold. The original meaning of Yang was sunny side of a slope. The term implies brightness and is part of one common Chinese expression for the sun. Yang is associated with qualities such as heat, stimulation, movement, activity, excitement, vigor, light, exterior, upward, outward, and increase. It is arousal, beginning, and dynamic potential. The character of Yin originally meant the shady side of a slope and is associated with such qualities as cold, rest, responsiveness, passivity, darkness, interior, downward, inward, decrease, satiation, tranquility, and it is the end, completion, and realized fruition. The Yin and Yang, or Yang aspect, can be further divided into Yin and Yang. This means that within each Yin and Yang category, another Yin and Yang category can be distinguished, and that's the extension and logic that divides all phenomenon into Yin and Yang aspects, which allows for further division within aspects. There's Yin and Yang within everything, and further Yin and Yang within everything. Lao Tzu, the reputed founder of Taoism, declares in the Tao Te Ching, the classic of Tao and its virtue, being and non-being produce each other. Difficult and easy complete each other. Long and short contrast each other. High and low distinguish each other. Sound and voice harmonize each other. Front and back follow each other. He also says, he who stands on tiptoe is not steady. He who strides forward does not go. He who shows himself is not luminous. He who justifies himself is not prominent. He who boasts of himself is not given credit. He who brags does not endure for long. And this just shows how even in a philosophical sense in life, Yin and Yang must always be in balance, and the objective, the whole goal of the doctor of Chinese medicine is to balance Yin and Yang. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel to see all my latest videos.